Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for investing a moment of your time to share with me and what has become a very important vision and mission for me. I wanted to share with you just a few moments. If you've never heard me speak before, and maybe you don't even know me that well, or maybe you don't know who I am or what my vision is. I have a vision. I have a campaign now that is Brilliance to Billions. And that's a play on word a little bit, but what I do is I get to share time with people in building their individual uniqueness. I get to talk about purpose. I get to talk about their why. Why are they doing what they're doing? I get to share time in building people up. I get to share time with people who want to be the best versions of themselves. I get to share time with people who want to build their businesses to multi-million-dollar businesses. And I don't take that mission lightly. See, I've invested, my life wasn't the easiest life in the world. And if you haven't heard me speak, I talk about those events. The reality is I've spent countless hours. I have spent 16-hour days, 18-hour days, 20-hour days for a long time, for almost 15 years now, building myself and those around me. I have spent over $100,000 in time and money and courses and building my character to be where I am today as a speaker, trainer, and coach. And so I know if I were in your position today, I would think, what's in this for me? And what is all this about? So I've put a few snippets together from my course and from my journeys. Whether you watch the entire video or not, I want to invite you to join me in a course that has taken me 10 years to condense down 10 years of hard work so that someone can experience those breakthroughs in 21 days. And I put it together in a challenge form. So each day you get at least one, but sometimes a couple challenges each day to be able to build, to draw out your individual brilliance and to build yourself and your company to higher levels. So enjoy the video and I'll check back with you in a little while.
So who am I? That's a great question. I tell fascinating stories about who am I because for 40 years, I walked without a person asking me that question. And I tell stories in my public speaking about when that happened, the catalyst to that moment. And it's fascinating because I think all of us, or a lot of us, can walk in that space where nobody stops and pauses and says, who are you? And so I deep dove that subject and to discover who I am and lived in that space for 10 years. And I've come out with some systems and practices that can help people live in that space and discover who they are. That's part of who I am. I call that brilliance, discovering your individual brilliance. And now that's what I do as a living. And I absolutely am fascinated. I love it. I love impacting people in that space.
I have a question. Are you designing? Are you creating? And are you building? That's my question for you today. Quite frankly, I want you to, if you would, imagine this. And you see I'm on the beach. It's pretty awesome. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I'm here in Panama City. But I want you to imagine something. 15 years ago, I was in a very different place. A very, very different place. I was using alcohol a lot. I was very alone. I was surrounded by hundreds of people. We used to go to the bars, and there were shots all night long, and we would stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? I was alone. I was very alone. Imagine being alone, being surrounded by lots of people. Now I know I'm not the only one that's ever felt that way. And I've been in that spot multiple times in my life. There was a time when I was surrounded by drug dealers and pushers. I mean, some pretty serious stuff. Now, I didn't do it, but I was surrounded by it, and it was not a comfortable place to be. In the military, there were many, many, many years that I spent holidays alone. because it just wasn't feasible to come back and see family. We were in pretty difficult circumstances and situations. Now those things, some of them are good because they've helped me become who I am. But here's the thing. I came across those situations more than once, and I'm being fully transparent with you because I really want you to hear something that's super important. I want to share it with you today. I pulled myself up from those spots. It took me a couple times. I'm not perfect. I'm actually hard-headed. I was taught to be independent, and independence can be a good thing, but interdependence is something greater. It's something more of depth. When you learn how to be interdependent with the super amazing people around you, things like this occur. Things like this occur. You can design, you can create, and you can build the life you choose. I don't care what it is. Now, there has to be some realism. I make jokes about me not being a running back anytime soon. I just don't have a desire for that. But the reality is this. If you design a vision, a lot of people talk about vision, they have visions in companies, but it just doesn't work. It's a bunch of words on the wall. I'm talking about a vision that you feel emotional about, something that is it's deep in your soul, something that you believe in. Your beliefs feed your vision. If you're able to create a vision like that, you're able to do anything you want to do. You could be on the beach in Panama City, you can be anywhere in the world. You could be in India, you could be in China, you can be in Japan, you can be here in the States. You can be in a big city with tall buildings like I was the other day, and I will be again in a few days. You can do anything you want to do, but you have to get started. See, the thing that I realized was, it's not what happens to you, it's what you create. Life is not what happens to you. It's what you design, create, and build. And here's the thing about vision that a lot of people don't know. If you create a vision that's emotional, that's strong to you, whatever it is that you want, and your beliefs are aligned with that vision, your vision will come, it will manifest itself, it will come true. That's my message for you today. I really want to encourage you to actually step in. You don't have to be great to get started. For those of you that know me, you've heard me say this, but you have to start to be great. You have to start somewhere. You have to lay down your ego. You have to put yourself forward, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. Realize that complacency and mediocrity are true enemies. Step outside of those and do something cool like this. So now, today, I want you to imagine something different. Today, I'm surrounded by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who care deeply for me and who I care deeply for as well. It wasn't an easy journey. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But a couple things happened. One, I searched out mentors. So at first, my mentors were books. I read a book a day for 6 years. After that, my mentors were people. I searched out people who were ahead of me. They were out there doing something that I wanted to do, which is speak and train and coach. And then I still didn't believe that I could actually do it. So I got with a coach who talked me through that. And that was an amazing, amazing 1 degree of change. It changed my life. I encourage you to get involved with a coach. If you've never tried one, check it out. Check out some coaching. It can really change your life. If you're stuck, don't be stucky. I call it stuckiness. Don't be stuck. Life is short. Life is temporary. And quite honestly, we have a mission. You have a mission in life to be the best that you can be. I call that individual brilliance. Work in your genius zone. It makes your days so long and great and so beautiful to be surrounded by people who are doing the same. Are you getting out there? I mean, look at how many buildings, how many people. Imagine how many people are out there that perhaps need to hear your voice. Maybe they need to hear what you have to offer. Maybe they need to know about your superpower. Maybe they need to know that you're pursuing your dream. If nothing else, maybe they just need a little love, a little motivation, a little of something that you have to offer. And so, in case you were thinking today that you weren't good enough, I want to offer you that you are. I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you. I want to truly inspire you from the bottom of my heart to actually take a step. Take a step toward you and your journey and step into something that you're unfamiliar with. Step into some discomfort and begin to stretch yourself, because the results, the outcomes are amazing.
So today, I have a very, very simple, easy to learn matrix. Here's the thing. When I began to look into these things, I built foundations all over the country for stadiums and for buildings. And I traveled all over building these foundations. I began to wonder how it is that we build a foundation for ourselves. I began to wonder that because for 40 years, nobody asked me who I am. Who are you? And when somebody did finally ask me that question, I began to deep dive. How do we understand our workings? How do we understand our foundation? Because our foundation, whether it be personal or whether it be business, needs to be as strong as any skyscraper, as any building out there. But unfortunately, in college, in high school, in elementary school, they never taught us those things. They never taught us how to build a strong foundation as a person. And there's a simple matrix. There's a simple matrix, because I love simplicity. I love taking complicated things and making them more simple. And so this T stands for thought. Thought. When we think about thought, when we think about how thoughts arise, they're through association, some people say, which makes sense. We have a thought, and then we have a space, and then we have another thought. And as I began to think about that, I thought about the field of intentions. We have unlimited, infinite potential to create a new thought. So there's a thought and there's a space, and we create another thought. We have infinite potential to create any thought we desire. And I began to think about that. And I thought that the only limited probability that we have is based on our own experience. People say, we only know what we know. So as we begin to expand our knowledge and we begin to deep dive our foundation and understand ourselves better, we begin to grow. And so that's thought. Thought leads to belief. When we believe things and we set a strong foundation in them and we understand who we are, we begin to strengthen our beliefs. Thoughts lead to beliefs. Beliefs lead to action. There's this space, there's this collide when faith collides with courage. You begin to take action. See, beliefs lead to faith. And when faith collides with courage, it just takes that little bit of courage to take action. So beliefs lead to action, and action leads to results. This simple matrix, when you think about what you want to do or what you're going to do, this simple matrix can help you. Thanks for watching those videos. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the excursions I've had within the last year. I was on a journey. I went from Pennsylvania to Miami to Austin to California to Chicago and back, and stopped and met a lot of people. The reality is this: my desire is to always serve people in the best way. I've taken what's taken me 10 to 12 years and I've condensed it down into 21 days. I've done this because my deepest aim, my deepest desire is to serve others. If I can take 10 years, something that took me 10 years, and I can condense it down to 21 days, that's a value. That's a value to someone who's willing to step up, who really wants to take their life to the next level. I want to be able to offer this to you today. So I want to encourage you to jump into this course. Condense the amount of time. It took me 40 years to come to the point where I was able to build a foundation, that I was able to take my character to the next level. I want to be able to offer that to you within 21 days. The truth is, it doesn't matter whether it takes you 21 days or 21 weeks. If you can condense 10 years into 21 days or 21 weeks, then I've served you well. I really want to encourage you to jump into this course and take yourself to the next level. So dive in, read down below, and click the link where it says, yes, I'm ready to step into my brilliance. No matter what, have a brilliant day and step fully into you, my friend. Peace.